Hi, I'm Doris with Chisago City. I'm with the Parks Department. I am the Park Superintendent, and we're out at Ojiketa, which we acquired in 2008 with a grant from the DNR and the Trust for Public Land and Chisago City. And we're out here today to dedicate this bridge, which was constructed through the O.W.L.S, which stands for Ojiketa Wednesdays, Laughs, Lunch, and Service. I think there should be an extra S for super and an extra S for smiles because they're all really great guys and gals, and they do a lot of work out here. A lot of this, it just couldn't happen without them. So I want to thank them. And I would like to introduce our new parks programmer, Mallory Gray.
Hi, I'm Mallory Gray. I am the new parks programmer with Chisago City Parks. And I'm excited for this beautiful bridge that our lovely O.W.L.S volunteers made.
Hi, I'm Kevin Murphy. I am an owl. The Owls are a group of volunteers that work in Ojiketa Regional Park, fixing up buildings and making the place more enjoyable for the public to come and have a good time. Today we're dedicating this bridge that we were lucky enough to get funding for to replace an old bridge that was here. And, we built this bridge. It took us 5 Wednesday mornings to build it. It's considerably better than the one that was here. The funding was provided by the Chisago Lakes Area Community Foundation, and we appreciate them offering up the donation to do it, and had a really good time putting it together.
Thanks to the Chisago Lakes Area Community Foundation, we were able to put this bridge in. If you would have seen it earlier this year, it was kind of a mix of 3 different bridges. One was put in maybe 50 years ago, another one, a dock section laid over the other one, and it was about 4 foot wide. And this spring, there was 3 foot of water out there because a nice little beaver built a dam here, and it was all clogged up. Well, when the Public Works came down and they dug it out, it just rushed right through here. So this does take a whole lot of water from the rest of the park up there. So if you're here on a real rainy day like we had the other day, you're going to see a lot of water coming through. The Owls built it. Well, it stands for Ojiketa Wednesdays for Laughs, Lunch, and Service. And we have, on any Wednesday morning, we have anywhere from 10 to 15, sometimes 16 volunteers out here. I've got 3 crews. We've got Picasso crew, and the Picasso crew does all the painting. So as you go through the camp, you'll see all the brown buildings. We've used enough brown paint to do the entire UPS fleet. Okay, I bet we've got over 100 gallons of paint we've gone through, and it's still on, isn't it? Okay. We also have the MacGyver crew, and the MacGyver crew, if you can imagine, they're the fixers. With duct tape and any kind of a pin, they can fix anything out here. So they'll fix the doors, the windows, anything that's not working. They spend their time, and believe me, there's plenty of things out here that don't work from time to time. And then we have the Jesus crew. They're the ultimate carpenters. And if you see decks, if you see railings, if you see entrances that have been rebuilt because they were falling apart, and the bridge, the Jesus crew most likely worked on that. So we have a good time. Every Wednesday morning we start with coffee and donuts, okay? And you're welcome out if you want. And then at noon we have a lunch, and that lunch is donated. We have various people that volunteer to come in and make us lunches. So, really, most of us are retired, so you have donuts and coffee, you work for 5 hours, have lunch, then you go home and take a nap. Okay? So we're at that stage right now, but everybody has a good time. We start in the spring, and usually we're done by early September, depending on what projects. And projects are ongoing out here. Now, the Community Foundation, this is the second one they've actually helped us with. The other one is in the front of Trillium, and Trillium houses the not the hysterical, the historical museum, okay, for Ojiketa. And we needed to make a handicap ramp that went up so people could get into that, that little museum. And then this, again, is the second one. So we'll have many projects in the future, and looking forward to spending our Wednesdays out here, and welcome out here anytime you want. So anybody else?
I'm Kevin Murphy. I'm part of the Jesus crew. We were the ones that worked on the bridge. We did, one week we did surveying and figured out where it was going to go, where the foundation was going to sit. The next week we actually put the foundation in. There's 4 concrete piers that go down. The week after that we did most of the framing underneath it. The week after that we did the decking, and the week after that we did the railings. And voila, there's a bridge. I would not try to put a tank on it. I could hand this to the other Kevin who did some of the actual engineering work. It is the idea was that we could ride. The city has a side-by-side. They call it the Kubota. It's enough to hold that, but it's not enough to hold a car or even Doris's Jeep. So it's it's not a super heavy duty bridge, but the idea was it would be foot traffic. And if there was an emergency or something like that, we could maybe get some help to them, using a smaller all-terrain vehicle. Let me repeat, this bridge is not for auto traffic. As a matter of fact, automobiles aren't allowed in this part of the park. So you can park behind Strom Hall or in the main parking lot, and you can follow the trails down. And there's quite a few trails out here that a lot of people probably aren't aware of. But there's trails that extend all around the park, and a lot of people do like to take their dogs for walks and just get some exercise out here, and that's all wonderful. We encourage that.
One other thing, Kevin Baumgartner over here, he doesn't want to talk, I think, but he is a civil engineer, correct? And just so you know, it was engineered, then it was re-engineered. How many times did we re-engineer this thing? Come on. But it's going to do great. It's going to do great. So.
I'm Monica Tostison, a lifetime Chisago City resident, and actually a former camper in the 50s. Oh! And to see this place become just so evident with love and fun. I love it. So thank you again, and here's our president of our foundation.
Hi, Jack. I'm Kathy Kerbita, privileged to be the chair of the Chisago Lakes Area Community Foundation. Thanks for the invite out this morning. It looks amazing. I'm also a huge fan of Camp Ojiketa, and we're just so blessed to have this in our backyards. I'm a Lindstrom resident, and I'm always happy when we can make a grant to Camp Ojiketa and the fine work that the owls do out here. So thank you.
Let's have a little ribbon cutting action and have everybody come over towards the bridge here. Evidently we give a hoot.
I can't turn my head all the way around.
Good morning. We're gathered here at Camp Ojiketa, Ojiketa Regional Park, to officially dedicate our bridge on August 18th, 2022. So if we please cut the ribbon.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.